and quartz materials. All right, right there, 3-inch, 3-inch. These are the different kinds of rocks throughout Arizona that we brought back to crush. Even some granitics. We're going to crush all these. So let me go ahead and shut it off. Okay, so I got that rock stuck earlier, and what you got to do, or you don't have to, but this is the easiest way for me to do it, is just get a pipe wrench. You got to be gentle about this. Don't be all crazy and start bending the shafts and stuff, but just work it a little front, work a little bit back, and you'll feel the rock crunch around. Then reach in there. It's hard to do with the camera. Reach it. I'm going to take this off. Set that to the side. Now I can reach in there and get that bad boy out. There it goes. Ta-da! See there? What happened was is it just went in, and it's soft rock. It's not major rock. It's just that right shape. So when it went in, it hit, and I ain't got enough light maybe to see, but you can see the chain links in there. If you can see, okay, you see the chain links in there. What happens is sometimes the rock will get right in between the two chain links. Now they're spinning at high speed, so they're trying to stay straight out, you know. But when the rock hits just right, and it's just that right angle, see right there? It just landed just right between the two, which flared them apart, which flared the chain links apart, and then allowed this rock to climb up and then get trapped. Simple solution. I could either take the door off, which kind of pain in the rear, you know. Take the door off. I mean, you gotta loosen these, and then you gotta remove the guide pin. Right there. This right here is a guide pin. It keeps the shaft lined up, so the shaft is in the right position between this case, and then it also allows you to be able to line the pulley up and all that. So this little guide pin right here, and you got to take that loose. Don't ever take these completely out. They're just tough to get in. That has to come completely out, but bring them to the last thread or whatever, and then pull this tire off. And of course, that's why it's got a quick pin. And then this door, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, 7/16 inch, and then this door will, got to work it a little bit. Door will come off, leaving the shaft on the inside, and you can reach in and peel the rock out. But I usually get it out right here. It's not that, I mean, I've got a small arm, small hands though. You know, that's a 4-inch opening. And, but yeah, let me see something here. So for the first time, I have welded hardening on these chain links, and I want to see how it's doing. And man, it's doing really well for that. See them welds? That is some hard facing welding rod that I use. Now the only downside to that is it puts them out of balance. So it'll shake around a little bit, do a little moving. The whole machine will, especially if it's on concrete. Do not put this machine on concrete unless you bolt it down, because it will turn and turn and turn, especially with these links that are hard faced like that. Now if it's just plain chain links, not hard faced, it balances out pretty good. It's smooth as ice. But if you use these kind of links, which I'll supply with the machine, then the hard facings there. But what's cool about this is these chains, they're huge. They're 1/2 inch chain, 1/2 inch diameter chain links, and there are 4 wear places on each chain. Now granted, the chain that's mounted into between the plates, as you see right there, that link, it is not hard faced. Only that link, part of the link is. But this machine turns one direction, and so it'll wear one side of the chain. All you do is take it apart, pull the bolts, flip the chain around the other, where the other hard face is slamming against the rocks. When that wears out, then you can actually insert the hard face part in between the plates, and now you got some, it's a lot softer steel, but you can run two sides of the length that's sandwiched in between the plates. So you get a lot of runs out of just a set of links like that. And boy, oh boy, be careful if you have to stick your hand in there. Anytime I stick my hand in there to retrieve a rock, I am very careful, very small movements with my tools. I don't like to put pressure on the pulley while I've got my hand in there. You can get it trapped in, and it'll take your hand off if you're not careful. But pretty safe if you dislodge it, pre-dislodge it like this, get it kind of loosened up, and then you can kind of stick your hand in there, feel around for the rock, and dig her out. It's rare that happens, but as today, it happened. So now it's all freed up and ready to go. So here's the result of the material. Golly. If there's any gold in that, it's going to be gone out of there. Not trapped in any rock. Look how fine it is. That's a bad little girl right there. Now, in the video, the very last rock I put through there, it was too much granite, too metamorphic, I guess you'd call it, and it locked it up. But good thing is, when the belt's not that tight, it just slips, so it doesn't tear anything up. And that's what you want. You want that belt just like that. And so now all they got to do is just pull this white pipe off the top, like so. If I can get it off of there, and then probably get me a wrench to put on here to help me turn it. I'll turn it backwards, and I can reach down inside of here and unlodge and bring that rock back up. Yeah, I feel it. It's right here on the top, but I can't get it out without getting a wrench on this pulley and pull back some. But hey, that's the gist of it. That is a rock-eating son of a gun right there. I mean, those were just about all the different kind of rocks I could get out of Arizona. Brought back here to Texas with me to crunch up and see how they would do. Mostly just for this video, honestly. A lot of, this bucket was completely full when I started. Big pieces, 3-inch, some 4-inch, and material like this, like that. Oh, lots of quartz. Quartz just chews quartz up like nobody's business. I mean, it just turns it into powder. And slate and all that. It just mows the stuff down. But where it gets into trouble is metamorphic rocks, and it'll lock it up. It just can't. It just, once it gets in there in the chains, that solid rock like that, it can't be crunched. This can be crunched though. Then it just starts bouncing around inside, and it flips the chains back, and it's just not the chains just can't crush it, and so then you get a lockup. But the good thing is it's got a door on it. Just undo the door if you want to take it out that way, or like I just showed, put your hand down in there and you can unlatch it that way. But that's not bad. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if I mean, look how powdered that is. Yeah. So here's a neat little big rock crusher I found. My wife had to pick one of these up at a clean out. I took the bottom base, the rubber off. Underneath is just solid steel. And this thing's heavy. I don't know how much it weighs, but it weighs a lot. And it makes a awesome rock crusher. Just to break them up into smaller pieces. As you can see, well, a lot of that's that rubber I burned off to get to the steel. But this was a rock that I was using on top of, I was putting other rocks on top of it. Finally it broke that rock. I just didn't want to do it on my concrete. But a man had a 3/4 inch piece of steel with like a little box around it, kind of like this box upside down, but made out of really thick steel here and then some thin sides. This thing, it's just a monster. It's just a weight, workout weight. But all you gotta do is pick it up about a foot and just drop it, and it just crashes rocks into smaller pieces. And you know, let's see. Here, let's get one. There's some. I think that's schist. Just for example, pick it up. Oop. Look at that. No hammering required. So this is a neat little tool. The thing is you just got to take this rubber off of here, and I ain't finished doing it. I was just experimenting because I was thinking of maybe putting something like a capstan on the pulley side of that rock crusher, and then an arm assembly coming up with a pulley on it, where I could wrap a rope around it, put a box like that underneath the back side, have a ring welded on here with a rope, and use that capstan just to kind of lift it, and then you just let go of the rope. It'll fall down, bust the rock into smaller pieces. Kind of use the motor for that purpose, instead of having to do it by hand and crack all the rocks up into pieces that the machine can consume. And that, I haven't got around to that, but for one, the capstan could not run directly off the pulley and be not supported. It just, there's too much wobble in there, so it would have to be like a dual support. It'd have to have a support on each side of the capstan to do it, and then like a little drive shaft going to the pulley with a flex joint in there so that it can move around. That shaft, though it seems solid, and then those bearings in that crusher are designed for side-to-side movement and rotational movement. So they're setting in like a cup, so they can move left, right, up, down, or left, right, side to side. Very small motion, but they can do it to flex. That in itself wouldn't allow to hook directly to a capstan. But hey, you know, something like this right here, hanging off the back, maybe an arm that's sitting up about 3 feet off, 4 feet off the ground, and this mounted to it in the capstan, you can bust a lot of rocks down into manageable sizes easily. All the ones in the bucket were rocks, about this size right here, that I brought over here and just set on the ground, picked this baby up, and crushed them to bits with ease. So anyway, that's just one of the future plans I have if I build another one of these units.